And that's the name.
Primetime.
Primetime.
What time is it? Showtime Primetime.
It's XL Primetime, featuring Joe C.
And then he couldn't fire his glutes later.
Matt Hayes.
I'm not running over the Barnett Tower and heaving myself off.
And Leon Searcy.
Now, you come across that middle, you had some meat on your bone.
How you like me now? How you like me now?
Oh, man, this is day 2 of the NCAA Tournament, tipping off the madness yesterday with XL Primetime, and today, right back at it. Another slate of 16. We will see where it goes. After we left you yesterday, you had Siena taking Duke right to the threshold of defeat. Dukies, they were panicking everywhere, and then all of a sudden, they righted the ship, ended up winning by single digits. Meanwhile, just down the road, Tobacco Road rival UNC, the Tar Heels were up by 19 points and went down. Down goes North Carolina, and Hubie Davis, as he's kind of right now fighting for his job against VCU. So we had some upsets. We'll go through our brackets as far as how many we have correct, but I tell you what, I said it during Jaguars Today, they are holed up here at Monkey's Uncle. There ain't no doubt about it. Jacksonville Beach, North 3rd Street, come on by. They started their happy hour early for us, so you got cold Bud Light pints on special, and you can, of course, enjoy all that action today. We're going to go through the slate, but Big Sirs, I had no idea as soon as we walked in that your celebrity status would take over. Like, apparently Miami's gotten better again, and now folks are wearing shirts with the U on it now.
Well, it took long enough, all right? It's been a couple of decades, but it's good to walk in the door and see some Cane fans greet me. Yeah, it was refreshing. Hurricanes play tonight against Missouri, so I'll be rooting on my alma mater to win it. In basketball, but I looked at my bracketology. Joe Coward, and it took first of all, it took an hour and 45 minutes for my bracket to be.
Did you just say bracketology?
Yeah, bracket. That's what it's called right here. ESPN bracketology. That's what I'm on right now. It's called bracketology. I can't make this stuff up.
Let me tell you something. Theology is out.
It is theology. Yes, absolutely. So right now, according to ESPN's bracketology, it says that I'm at an 85 percentile as far as winning.
Okay.
And picking my guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah. How many did you get right in the first 16?
Percentile.
Yeah, 85.5. Well, I got a lot right, but I got a lot wrong too, but not that many. I got to give him Matt Hayes. I was thinking about this all yesterday when I saw High Point win. I said, God, I got to deal with this tomorrow because no one passed himself on the bat like Matt Hayes.
They can shoot the ball, man.
You make a point, Leon.
I haven't even looked at my bracket yet, so I got.
He was preaching High Point the whole time.
He was. I have to give him his props. He was, absolutely.
I also picked USF, and that was an L.
And they were slinging and dealing. There was no doubt about it. They were getting it done. And they were fun teams to watch yesterday, and High Point stressed the hell out of Wisconsin and was able to get the job done. And so they, along with a few others, were able to pull off upsets. We didn't get them all.
VCU,
McNeese over Vandy didn't happen.
So the upsets I picked were TCU, VCU,
right,
and then High Point. And I also missed on McNeese and USF and St. Mary's. St. Mary's did not beat Texas A&M, so I'm just as bad as I am good. We're all the same. We're all just guessing.
Well,
yeah, we are.
I got 11 right, so that means I dropped 5 L's yesterday, and a couple of them were definitely kind of hurting me more down the line because I picked, obviously, Wisconsin not only to beat High Point, but to keep on rolling at least to a couple of rounds. I had them going into the 16 because I just thought for whatever reason, guard play. You hear it all the time when we talk the NCAA tournament. Anyway, fooled mightily.
I had McNeese into the 16, so I'm out.
Okay, all right, so that's another one.
I had BYU in the 8.
I had BYU in the 16.
Bro, I had BYU moving pretty good, bro.
I had them knocking off Purdue.
Oh,
stupid.
I'll just tell you this. Now, this is one total aside. Now, look, you guys know I like to get into all sorts of different things, and I've got my Hard Rock Bet app fired up. I'm taking a look at all my lines. I got the NCAA tournament draw with the boys, and then there's an actual square game that I'm in on when it comes to the NCAA tournament. Now, you think to yourself, wait a minute, square game, NCAA tournament, how's that possible? Well, basically, you draw winner, loser. Okay?
All right.
That's all you're drawing. Just picture the 100 squares, and it's winner, loser, and you get the last 2 digits of any of the games. You cash in a little. You follow me?
Okay, yeah.
So I drew 9 and 1.
Mm-hmm.
Last night it was BYU and Texas, 9 and 1.
79,
So I
71.
just cashed in a little bit. It's the first
nice.
round. It goes up a little bit as you go, but that's my number throughout the entire tournament.
What about
for
that? What
all-
about when you and your friends pick like teams? Who do you got?
I have Houston?
That's
win it
it,
all.
just
Doing
one.
it all.
Yeah. Well, I got a bunch of other ones.
Not a bad pick.
They're the
that
best.
is- yeah, against my Gators. So I'm rooting for money or the alma mater. I'll give you the other teams. There's a couple.
How
of
much
other
money are we talking about with your Houston pool?
$4 million,
ones.
man.
Yeah, something like that. So anyway, the other one.
Enough to make you root against your alma mater?
Well, that's a
I've
good
been-
question.
I've been driven
Yeah,
by
it's a very
dollars
good question.
before. I definitely have been driven by dollars before.
Well, listen, they make enough money. You can make your money.
And so I'll give you a couple of the other ones, but the other one I wanted to point out is that just a couple of them on Hard Rock is that I got won by a hook and I got bit by a hook, and that's just the way it goes. The South Florida point spread was 4.5. Vegas do know something. Even with Louisville losing a player, they held strong at 4.5. Louisville won by 4. Michigan against who was it? Howard.
Howard, yeah.
Struggled early.
Won by
Yeah.
21.
Yeah.
It was 20.5.
Wow.
Wow.
And so it is crazy.
Speaking of
the way it
blowouts,
goes.
big shout out to Mike White last night.
Oh yeah,
Just
yeah.
terrible.
Yeah, it's and
That's
that
2
was
in a
when I
row
got
now.
that was when I got right. So
It's 2 tournaments in a row for them.
yeah, and they were bragging on the fact they had made it to 2 tournaments in a row, but they didn't make it past getting to 2 tournaments in a row. So all right, so let's look at our bracket. Let's talk a bunch about it. We got Coach Campo to talk a little bit of Jaguar ball with us as we get rolling and coming up in just a little bit. All right, here's what I got. JJ, we draw 15 and 16 seeds, then 14 and 13 seeds on down the line. So you're going to get a lot of casualties early. Anyway, I had drawn Siena. And Siena
Oh.
it would have been great if I would have knocked one of my other buddies out with Duke as their selection. I got Siena. I had Hawaii. I do have VCU, so I was happy about that.
Speaking of
I got-
Hawaii, Arkansas looks really good.
yeah, they do. And I was bidding on the 3-point ball also from Hawaii as far as the point spread was concerned. That one ended up getting me a little bit.
Y'all almost talked about them on Nebraska pick. Y'all know that,
At least
right?
you did it.
Because
At least
y'all
you did
mentioned
it.
the fact that they had never won the NCAA
Yeah,
tournament
yeah.
game.
And I picked
But I
Nebraska.
stuck with them.
Yeah.
I stuck with them. They beat Troy.
And so
They could
ended up-
potentially play Florida.
They smoked them. They look pretty good. Iowa, I have today. UCLA, the Bruins against Nitro and UCF. So I'm kind of conflicted there. Tennessee, I have to root for one of the son-in-law's teams. I'm not crazy about that, but I did draw the Vols. Michigan State and then Houston. So we'll see.
Okay.
Michigan State had an impressive win.
You got the Vols against Miami, Ohio, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
it's
we'll see
interesting.
where that goes.
They keep shooting like they've been shooting.
Mhm.
They'll beat them. I mean,
Yeah.
Tennessee's a very good defensive team, but that's I mean the way they play, the way they use ball screens,
Yeah.
and those high screens, like they absolutely destroyed SMU.
Right.
Those ball screens. You keep doing that. You keep shooting like they're shooting. They're gonna continue to win.
And this is what it comes down to.
16 threes, bro.
Yeah.
16.
It was just nuts. It really comes down to who is hot at the right time. That's a very moto, master of the obvious statement. But when you have guys that do that on a regular basis, coming into the tournament and then they get hot, that's even more. Florida right now, they don't play until one of the last games tonight. Them and Miami are the last couple to tip it off. And Florida doesn't know if they have those hot shooters. They might get hot, but there's really no guarantee that they can get hot. Whereas Miami of Ohio embarrassed themselves in the, the MAC championship game.
Wasn't even
And
the
then-
championship game.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
quarterfinals.
You're right. And so they missed out on that. They didn't cut down the nets. They got another team in from the MAC, and then obviously they go and do what they just did. So anything
Now they did beat an SMU team that was missing its best player.
to get in the play-in, and so now you have 2 teams. I think I told you, gave you guys this little stat yesterday. Now 2 teams can take credit for this because if you're thinking over the last, what was the number? Let me see if I can pull it up and find it.
I think it was like 11 in the last 13 years
Does that sound right?
that have come through the playing game and have advanced at least like 2 rounds past the first weekend. And Texas, they look like that team.
All right, so here it is. So now we can add one to it. But going into the tournament, a team in the first 4 had advanced to at least the round of 32, 12 of the last 14.
Okay.
So now we can make it 13 of the last 15. And not only did one do it, 2 did it with Miami of Ohio and Texas. So that's pretty good. And by the way,
Miami of Ohio hasn't done it yet.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. But I'm just saying.
If they win today.
Oh, you're right. You're right. They've at the very least gotten in there. I get what you're saying. So now we'll find out if it is more than one. But the other thing, going back to what you said, JJ, about Devonsa, my gosh, that dude is good. But there just wasn't a whole lot around him, and he kept trying to just will his team to the win. But Texas actually looked pretty dang good when it was all said.
Devonsa might be better than Patterson, JJ, as far as like NBA prospect.
That's the only reason I picked BYU.
It was awesome. He's fun to watch.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah.
Man. Just really good.
Is he a one and done kid?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Okay.
He'll be the number
he's
one.
A lottery pick. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Especially
might be the first.
Yeah.
Like you'll find out what happens with Patterson at Kansas, whether or not load management or when I want to play and when I don't want to play, how that's going to affect him going forward.
Yeah.
But at least what they say is Devonsa just wanted all of that. He wanted just to play his fanny off for as much as he possibly could. Of course, it's still a one and done. He's not going to fall in love with the idea of sticking around, but he was that guy apparently to that team. All right, so we're going to talk NCAA tournament all day. Come on by, Monkey's Uncle. We'd love to see you. The NCAA tournament tipping off. We'll go through all the games, the betting lines, all that stuff. We would love to see you. Let's talk some Jaguar ball. We haven't done a whole heck of a lot of that this week, but Coach Campo has reserved space to talk a little Jaguar ball, a little NFL free agency, everything else going on in the NFL world. We'll do that coming up on XL Primetime.
XL Primetime. Driven by Big #1 Duval Ford. Elite service for elite companies.
Hi, this is Joe Theismann.
This is Sports Illustrated model Brooklyn Decker.
This is Donovan McNabb.
You're listening to 1010 XL.
1010 XL.
1010 XL.
92.5 FM.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Chevrolet is proud to be a 7-time Chevrolet Dealer of the Year recipient, the only dealership in Northeast Florida to ever win this prestigious award, earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. Visit nimnickchevy.com to learn more. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right. Where do you go? The answer is simple. Nobody but Nimnick. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
David Garrard here, and once again, I'm reporting good news about how good my knees are doing following PRP treatment at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. For an old quarterback like me, my knees are in great shape.
You don't have to be a celebrity or a professional athlete to appreciate the everyday personal attention you'll receive at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. For any orthopedic need, call on the pros at SOS.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Strong in the classroom, gifted on the field.
1010XL and Southeast Orthopedic Specialists celebrate scholar athletes. Wednesday afternoons on The Frangie Show. Activated by
The Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234.
My Gate Rewards members, this deal is just for you. Right now, grab any 2 12-ounce Red Bulls and get 2 of your favorite roller grill items for just $1. When you need a boost, Gates got you. See store for details.
La playa is Spanish for the beach. If you can't remember that, the word Corona also works. Corona, La playa awaits.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
This is Frank Frangie for the farm in Okefenokee. Can you imagine owning a handcrafted cabin tucked into a 1,000-acre regenerative farm? Imagine enjoying fresh produce from the garden, fruit from the orchard, meats from the smokehouse. Every meal is a true farm-to-table experience all year long. Belong to a place where your family can choose nature over screens, spending their days feeding animals, picking berries, and fishing in the farm's pond. Learn more at okefarm.com. That's okefarm.com.
This is Hayes Carlion for First Florida Credit Union. I went to the branch on 210 to get my car loan and had a fantastic experience. I got a great rate and was in and out. The online banking services are also outstanding. Depositing checks through the mobile app is fast and efficient. First Florida Credit Union was voted Best Credit Union in the Best of Bold City Community Choice Awards for 3 years running, and it's easy to see why. You need to be banking with First Florida Credit Union. They're enriching people every day. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
With fried pickles already at the table here at Monkey's Uncle, North 3rd Street, Jacksonville Beach. We would love to see you, and we would always love to see Coach Campo. If he were here in Duval, you know he would be right here next to us at Monkey's Uncle having a good time. But he is in D-Town. That would be Dallas instead of Duval. Coach, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. And listen, guys, I've got a couple things to start off with, as I always do. The first one is, you guys are just beat the heck out of my Kansas team. That's Peterson, not Patterson.
What did I say, Patterson? Did I say Patterson?
Believe me, Coach, I was misnaming on purpose because he is in and out so dang fast, and he hadn't even played a full schedule, Coach.
My bad, Coach.
Yeah, Darren Load Management is what we're calling him.
Right, let's just call him Darren Load Management.
Yeah, and listen.
Do you want us to talk about your coach?
Better than he is, by the way.
We can talk about your coach if you want.
No.
The Kansas coach. We're happy to do that.
Hey, Coach, Coach, I'm interested to know if Jimmy would have allowed that.
Did you hear that one?
Let me say, you guys are beating me up. Listen, here's the second thing. The second thing is that it's going to be Arizona against Duke in the final, and I'll bet my paycheck on it. And the reason for it is I don't have a paycheck, so I have no idea what's going to happen in that tournament.
That's beautiful. Listen, the Wildcat Dookie was stretched to the limit yesterday, Coach, and usually. That's sometimes, I shouldn't say usually and sometimes in the same sentence, but it can be a wake-up call, and you can look back and see that one game that maybe if a team does go on a run that they were challenged by and then responded. Do you think that's what happened with Duke yesterday?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. And let me tell you something. There's no way, I was in coaching for 46 years. I would have been a basketball coach for about 30 seconds, because when you look at this March Madness and see these guys, like the crowd's right on you, and I'd have been thrown out of 2 or 3 games right out the bat. So who knows what's going to happen in that thing.
Hey, Coach, let's get to the Jaguars in the offseason so far, Coach. Now, 1994 was the first year of free agency, so Jimmy could only build through the draft. But I wanted to know from you that this team seems to be doing the same thing. They're not making any big splashes or anything. They're building through the draft, and they're signing a bunch of worker bees. But what was Jimmy's philosophy when it came to free agency?
Well, first of all, he wasn't big on free agency. The only free agency, the plan B was free agency. So obviously we got started with that thing. We got like 6 starters off of, the plan B, which was the first free agency. But after that, it was built through the draft. And really what the Jaguars did this year, they were kind of forced to do it, in my opinion. But the 3 guys they got, I like. I like Rodriguez, the running back. I like us keeping Gardock and especially Monteric Brown. So I think they've done what they had to do this year. They may do something after the draft on some, depth or whatever. But I think they're building through the draft, and I think that's the way to do it at this point.
Okay, so we've seen what's happened so far in free agency. Not over yet, obviously. There's still something that could happen months from now. But it's clear now where they're headed as far as the draft, correct? I mean, it's got to be pass rush. Whether you think it's the edge or it's the interior, it's got to be pass rush, correct?
Well, I think they need pass rush. There's no question about it. I think the bigger need is interior. You know, I think that we did listen, that was great what we did with that defensive front last year, especially against the run. But really, Armstead getting like almost, I think he got, 5.5 sacks or something like that. Yeah. That was the only pressure we got inside. I think the way they're going to have to combat that is to maybe bring in another pass rusher and let Walker jump in there on third down to give them that. Or they've got to get some kind of a pass rushing D lineman that can give them a little bit of that pressure in third down situations.
Draft capital, they've got a fair amount to work with, Coach, and they're going to make some decisions, obviously, after coming out of free agency, just barely dipping their toe in the water. Are you of the mindset, again, a lot can change before late April when the decisions go down, keep all their draft picks, try and peddle a few of them to get back maybe another second round or something like that? Can you see Jimmy Gladstone's being aggressive and trying to use some of those picks?
Well, Joe, I love the fact that they've got that many draft picks because it opens up a world of opportunities. You know, I think it depends on how the draft is going and that type of thing. I love the fact that they really have, the three, the second rounder and the 3 third rounders, because to have 4 picks basically in the top 100. That's a real plus, and it does give them an opportunity to move if they have to. But, the top 100 players in the country, I think they've positioned themselves where they don't necessarily have to just pick on need alone, which I think is a plus. And to me, they could move to get somebody like what just what we were talking about, but was a pass rusher, whatever it is. But I don't think they have to. That's the key for me.
So, Coach, where do you think they're going to go the first 100, top 100 picks? Do you think they go pass rush, lineman, wide receiver? I mean, what's your take on what they're going to do the first 3 picks, top 100 picks? What would you do?
Well, I think one of the interesting things, Leon, is what they do at linebacker. They've got some young linebackers, but losing Lloyd, they don't necessarily have a guy that, that everybody's going to say, he's the guy. He's going to step in there. Ventrell Miller did some nice things. They kept Gardock. They've got McLeod and a couple of these other guys. They got Kaiser. But, they may – it depends on what they think of that. That's one thing I think that they'll really take a good look at. And there'll be some linebackers, at that – especially that 56 pick. Trotter, kid from Missouri, York from Texas A&M, Galladay from Cincinnati. There's some guys there that they might take a shot at. But I think they'll be looking at, like you said, the pass rush situation, the linebacker situation. I think they're pretty solid everywhere, other than those positions right there.
Hey, Dave, what's your philosophy on quarterbacks late in the draft? I'm picking a backup quarterback, or are you more of a let's just get somebody, just get an arm for camp? Let's get somebody as a free agent. Or would you be interested in spending a 6th round or maybe even a 5th round on a guy if you're intrigued by him?
Well, quarterbacks are a special group of cats. If there's somebody out there that helps you, I'm all for it, because in reality, you're always planning for the future. And I don't think we have a guy. I don't know much about the Bradley kid. I don't know I was impressed with him getting ready for the playoff game when he was out on the field before the game and was, he's a coach's kid. But I don't know what his future is. He was out on the field going through the entire game plan, and he wasn't probably going to play at all. He went through it and moved all the way down the field going through his call sheet. But if there's a guy there that they feel has some potential, there's guys out there. Look at Shedeur Sanders. I mean, slip down there. If somebody slips there that you feel has a chance to be a future or an outstanding backup, you might pull the trigger there.
they've got to really identify, and I think we made this point, Coach, that they have had really, really big concerns deeper on the roster a year ago than they do now. So they got to feel better about that. But they still have to figure out, as we just talked about, that pressure, the quarterback problem that they still have. But listen to these numbers, Coach. Dead cap money. Okay, and this includes post-June 1 releases for all the football teams. At the tip top, how would you like to be the Miami Dolphins? Over $182 million in dead cap money. The Saints are next, 113. Then the Jets. All of those are over 110 million. The Jaguars right now, Coach, 53 million in dead cap. So once they get through this year, if they can kind of piecework or find one or two more transactions, free agency along with the draft, they might be able to kind of cure all the ills that they have with the salary cap, and then maybe go big next year.
Well, that's the plan, I believe. You know, I think I've heard Gladstone speak about the fact that he feels very confident. If I'm not wrong, you guys hear him more than I do.
Yeah.
But I heard him make a statement that he feels that they've positioned themselves at this point right now where they don't necessarily have to take anybody. So for me, it looks like they're saying, okay, we've got a number of draft picks. You know, we've got a pretty good football team. Let's just pick and move here and there, and then we come out of it, like you said, a year from now, where you can really make some strides. And you do look forward, that's for sure.
Now, Coach, this team went 13-4, and that seemed like the coaching staff, administratively, you're getting a little bit more leverage when you have so much success. My concern was ATN, that kind of productivity you just let walk out the door. Are you comfortable with that?
Well, I'm not comfortable. You know, I mean, I'm not comfortable with he or Lloyd, to be honest with you, because the guy has proven that he can do some things. But when you look at their running backs, I mean, they got 4 running backs right now that are kind of a committee. You know, Tootin is a physical and got home run speed. LaQuinn Allen can catch the ball out of the backfield and can be a pretty good runner. The Rodriguez kid has proven that he's played some, and DJ Dallas as well. And really the 5th guy is LaQuindon Jackson. So they've got a committee group there that I think they feel pretty good about. And you know, watching those guys, I think there's some talent there. So, you know, I'm disappointed. I would have loved to keep everybody off this team and see where it went, but it doesn't work that way all the time.
Dave, do you see them fortifying the interior line, specifically the guards, and actually a swing tackle too?
Well, I think they have some good young players there. Matt, you know, I don't know. I think they're always going to look for guys that can replace the Haineses and the Makaris and maybe the Ezra Clevelands. They're always going to look for those kind of guys. So they're going to pick them. I mean, there's going to be somebody picked down there. I think they feel pretty good about the offensive line as a whole, but those guys are getting a little long in the tooth, and I think that's something that they'll definitely look at. But they have.
That's what I was going to say. No offense, Leon. They get old quick on the offensive line, do they not, Dave?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. What happened?
I mean, you get old quickly on the offensive line, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's an area that you're definitely going to always look at. Again, I think that depends on what's out there, and you go from there.
Coach, Matt doesn't like old players, Coach.
I do, bro. I'm just saying it. You know that. That's no offense to you. You get older on the offensive line quick in this league.
Not as quick as a running back goes.
Yes.
Leon, let me say this. You're the one that said that you figured out real quick when you couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah, that's true, Coach.
That was a decade. That was a decade.
It was still hard to let go, Coach.
All right, Coach. Coach, good stuff, man. We appreciate your visit as always. We look forward to seeing what they will do. Quiet free agency. I think fans will get over it if this football team does well in the draft and can get back to posting a lot of dubs.
Yeah, no question about it. The only concern I have, guys, and I hate to even bring it up, but my only concern is that they kind of stood pat this year. They had no choice. And the last time they stood pat was after 22, and it didn't work out that well. But I think we've got a much better group all the way 53. So I'm hopeful it's going to go forward.
Yahtzee to that. All right, Coach.
Throw that mojo on them.
Thank you, buddy.
Don't do it. Don't you do it, Ricky Bobby. Don't you do it. Listen, Joe,
Thanks a lot, guys. I love you, and talk to you soon.
All right, bro.
All right, Coach. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Coach.
By the way, speaking of offensive linemen, I think you guys saw him. So Anton Harrison was at the Players.
Yeah.
And he came up when
Cam Little was on.
He came up when Cam Little was on with the Heels. He looks fantastic.
Yeah, Anton Vixers had a quick conversation.
He's in I think the best shape I've seen him in since he's been.
All right, let's bring let's bring that up in 1 second, and also bring up what Devin Lloyd said something, but didn't say a whole heck of a lot. But it is at least worth bringing up as he talked to the Panther media. We'll do that coming up. We are hanging out at Monkey's Uncle North 3rd Street, Jacksonville Beach. Would love to see you. You want to watch some NCAA tournament ball? They got the big screens lit up everywhere in this beautiful sports bar. Delicious wings, cold Bud Light pints, already on happy hour. Make sure you drop on by. Come see us right here at Monkey's Uncle, Jacksonville Beach.
XL Primetime.
Driven by Duval Ford. Now, another March update. Delivered by Fleming Island Center for Clinical Research. The future of medicine starts here.
With your March update, I'm Sam Nelson. The opening rounds of the NCAA tournament continues today. The SEC, which leads all conferences in bids, has Kentucky underway against Santa Clara. Most teams are hoping to avoid the kind of chaos we saw yesterday. High Point shocking Wisconsin and Siena pushing Duke to the brink. Texas and Akron is set to tip off shortly. That's your March update on 1010XL.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
Welcome to Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why they're North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. Online at KeyBuickGMC.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick. We're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year, and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, your only cost for the books and the course fees. About $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org, and you can apply there.
Apply by May 14th.
The Golf Club of Southampton is gearing up for brand new greens and a lot more, and now's your chance to save on membership before the fee increase. Take advantage of $1,000 savings if you join before the work starts in late April and before the initiation fee goes up. It's a great deal, plus $500 additionally in Pro Shop credit. Don't miss out. All the details are at golfsouthampton.com. Become a member now and save big. The course is in great shape, so head on out to the Golf Club of Southampton. Call 287-PLAY and get on the tee.
Sports fans, ET here, and when I need to send a floral arrangement, there's only one thought, and that's Kuhn Flowers. A simple phone call or an online order. It's always easy with Kuhn. There's a reason Kuhn Flowers been doing it for over 75 years. Online at kuhnflowers.com.
Rotator cuff injuries are common among athletes and those who have physically demanding careers. Don't let this injury keep you away from the sport you love. Dr. George Bari here, and the first thing you need to do with a serious shoulder injury is to diagnose where the damage is and how significant it is. Rotator cuff tears are either acute tears sustained during an injury or accident, or degenerative tears. If you're interested in learning more about rotator cuff repair and how our expert team of orthopedic surgeons can help you, call Bari Orthopedics today or visit bariorthopedics.com.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
Having a good time at Monkey's Uncle, Jacksonville Beach, North 3rd Street. They come in early, okay? Now, we have had Jaguar watch parties here. We've had plenty of other things, and Bud Light offering up some NCAA Tournament madness. You can tip off the madness with us, and then, of course, take it all the way through the night tonight right here at Monkey's Uncle Cold Bud Light Pints. They got their happy hour special going all day long. King and a Wing, is that what you would say, Matt Hayes? You don't live that far away from
King and a
Monkey's
Wing.
Uncle. King and a Wing. So drop on by and enjoy all that. Big Sirs has already dipped his toe into the fried pickle lake. Good stuff. Yeah,
that's my kryptonite.
All right. So the talk of whether or not Travis Etienne and Devin Lloyd could have been kept here has been something that the Jaguar fans have definitely gotten into. So let's get into it right now with a little, Valvoline Instant with an instant 10-10 take.
Now, Josie's 10-10 take.
Serviced by Valvoline Instant Oil Changes. Oil changes in 15 minutes or less, guaranteed.
Of ESPN, and he basically said an offer was made. Now, he ended up signing a 3-year deal that was in that $42 to $45 million range. He got a fair amount of it guaranteed. So in the end, he got what he wanted. Let me see if I can find the guaranteed number. It was a decent number, maybe $25 million guaranteed. And Jacksonville, at the very least, Devin Lloyd said an offer was made. Now, if an offer was made and it was less than that, they were just trying to do their due diligence, if you want to use that phrase, and make sure that they didn't let this guy walk out the door without what they considered a fair deal. Your reaction to that, Big Sir?
Well, listen, I've been in the same situation Devin Lloyd has been. The first offer is always, you don't realize until you get paid that it's an insult offer. All right, it's always the insult offer. All right, then there's a decent offer, then it's an okay offer, then you sign your deal. So it's just in between the insult offer and what he got is miles apart, because my insult offer was like 8, and then the Jaguars gave me 17. So that's a big difference.
Yeah,
you don't realize the insult offer until it's first. That's what still was initially offered.
Savages.
Yeah, they offered me 8, 4 for 8. It was 4 for 8, like 1.5, something like that. And then the Jaguars paid me 5 years, 17.5. So when you get that first offer, you consider the insult offer.
Yeah.
But you don't know that until when you actually get your money.
And once you hear real numbers, all of a sudden it changes your complete total view of what they just offered you.
Yeah. I also think if he had a better resume, I think it might have made a little bit of a difference. But you're literally going off of three completely underwhelming years and one second-team All-Pro year.
Yeah, I think you can look at the way both teams handled this, the Carolina Panthers and the Jaguars. What you just said is true. Jacksonville came in, did their evaluation of what they had seen, this new group now, what their evaluation was of Lloyd before they walked in the building. That was 3 years worth of work. They had to make a decision. Am I picking up the fifth-year option? They said no. That said to Devin Lloyd, oh, you guys don't want me anymore. And what did I tell you? It made him angry and hungry. He had both of those things working for him. That was his fuel. The classic disrespect and play with a chip on my shoulder. He played his rear end off. Anthony Campanile turned him in, as far as the scheme goes, turned him into a play-making juvie. And then he said, you know what? I want to hear that big money offer that Big Search is talking about. You guys aren't going to convince me to stick around because you didn't want me to begin with. You can at least have played that hand.
And both sides of the benefactor of them not picking up his option.
Yeah.
All right. The Jaguars benefited with getting him a second-team All-Pro who played like an All-Pro all season long except when he got hurt. And then his benefactor is the fact that he got the big-time deal that he ultimately wanted from Jacksonville for somewhere else.
And Carolina went out and spent a little bit of money on that side of the ball. They went and got some off-the-ball pass rushers and slash linebackers to see what they can do in terms of improving their defense.
And they had the money.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest.
Exactly.
They had the money.
It goes back to what we were just talking about, where those numbers are eye-popping. The amount of money that the Miami Dolphins are going to have to eat. The Jaguars are well behind the Dolphins in dead cap money, but they're still having to eat it and deal with it. And the other part
Just
of it
this
is,
year, though.
Yeah.
Just this year. They're literally playing for Arch is what they're doing.
And the other part of it is that Devin Lloyd now represents a compensatory draft pick, a third-round pick. Same with ETN. And so that's why they felt like, okay, if we don't have enough money to keep him, we're going to make an offer. And unfortunately, it was an offer that he easily could refuse, instead of the Godfather. And he refused it. He makes his money. They're still going to get a third-round draft pick when it's all said and done. So we will see how it all plays out. But angry and hungry, as Leon just said, he was rewarded. And we'll see whether the Jaguars can find the next guy. We don't know if it's Ventrell Miller.
I get all that, but I guess
find out.
I guess my thing with him is different with ETN because ETN proved it every time he was on the field. He had a very strong resume. With Devin Lloyd, you always wonder did he just play at his ceiling because he was playing for money?
Well, the one thing I was going to say about ETN is that if you compare last year to this year, last year was poor for ETN. Poor. The jump that he had in touchdowns and in yards and in everything this year to last year, off the charts. And so he made his money this year, just like Devin Lloyd did, at least in my estimation.
Right. I mean, he also had 3 of his 4 seasons were 1,000-yard seasons.
I know, but you know what
that's hard to ignore that.
Yeah, but 17 games, 1,000 yards, that's 60 yards a game, something in that neighborhood. It ain't a whole hell of a lot.
Well, I mean, it doesn't happen that often still.
Right. Here's another thing I was like, no question, but if you compare, and I'll do it again because I've done it before, ETN in 2024 versus 2025.
So here's what I'm saying is you clearly have a guy with Devin Lloyd who had a money year and he balled out. There's no doubt about it. They had another one of those guys a few years ago had a money year and he balled out and had 17.5 sacks. And what have you seen from him since?
Yeah. Under 600 rushing yards and a sub 4.0 yards per carry in 2024. And I can look at the touchdowns. It was also a low number. And then in 25, averaged nearly 85 scrimmage yards per game. That's a hell of a lot. That's a big leap. 13 touchdowns, 6 of them through the air. A totally different ETN from 2024 to 2025.
And I mean, let's be honest, that was a dysfunctional team last year, too.
It was. Everything came apart. That's for sure. But that's where it was at, and that's when they made that decision like Big Surse is talking about. All right, we'll keep it rolling. Monkey's Uncle Tavern right here, Jacksonville Beach. Bud Light, pints, happy hour special all day long. You got the NCAA Tournament on all the televisions. Come on by. Tell us how your bracket was. As a matter of fact, if you come in with just kind of a sob story about your bracket, I am holding a $50 gift card to Monkey's Uncle right here in my hot hands. And maybe you can just kind of give us a little bit of a sob story. But come on in. First one that comes in convinces us that they need this because they invested in their bracket and now it is completely busted. We would love to see you. Drop on by Monkey's Uncle right here on Jacksonville, or North 3rd in Jacksonville Beach.
XL Prime Time, driven by Duval Ford. Your home for Florida Gators basketball is 1010XL.
The top-seeded Gators take their first step in the big dance tonight in Tampa against Prairie View. 9 o'clock on 1010 AM.
Got a dent or a scratch that needs fixing? San Jose Collision in Mandarin offers expert auto body repair and works with all insurance. Family owned and locally trusted. San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Get a healthy start in 2026. The Florida Department of Health in Duval County is here to help you get healthy and stay healthy all year long. Our dedicated team is committed to providing high-quality care and trusted public health services for our community. Our mission is simple: to protect, promote, and improve the health of you and your family. Learn more about our programs and services by visiting duval.floridahealth.gov.
Springtime is the perfect time to get your home organized. Hey, this is Lauren Brooks, and I love our closets from Closets by Design. They create custom storage systems designed around how you actually live. From closets and garages to entertainment centers, laundry rooms, and storage for any space and budget. Make an appointment to tour their showroom on Phillips Highway and get 40% off plus an extra 15% off free installation and 18-month special financing. Schedule your free consultation at 904-878-9393 or find them online, closetsbydesign.com.
Hey Jacksonville, Don here, the big cheese at Taco Lou. Well, everyone knows my wife Debbie is the real cheese at the Lou. We just do what we're told. We aren't a sports bar at all, but we have the best selection of the finest tequilas that Mexico has to offer, and that makes any basketball game more fun to watch. So come into Taco Lou in Jacksonville Beach, where we love sports and we love tacos with our tequila. If you're looking for a crew to help with your fiestas at home or work, Taco Lou caters, bringing the tacos to you. Taco Lou in Jax Beach, where tacos and sports go hand in hand.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about not looking at the rearview mirror of unforgiveness. It's so easy to keep looking in the past when someone has hurt or offended us. What we don't realize that if we keep looking at the rearview mirror of anger, it will cause us to miss out on the good things that God has in store right in front of us. Friends, looking in the rearview mirror of the past will never give you peace in the present.
For more inspiration, log on to stjohnthedivine.com.
Southwest Greens is the OG of artificial turf in North Florida. Stop mowing and start chipping or putting or just relaxing with a beautiful backyard, maintenance free. Log on to southwestgreensofjacksonville.com to see what they can do to your backyard.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
Free agency profiles are covered by Premier Outdoor Inc., a visionary of hardscapes and aquatics.
Jacksonville played it coy in the free agent game, avoiding the big splash. Their best move was re-signing cornerback Monteric Brown for 3 years and $33 million. After losing ETN to New Orleans, they found help in former Washington running back Chris Rodriguez. Liam Cohen is familiar with his skill set after coaching him at Kentucky. It's 2 years in teal for the former Wildcat.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
Taking a look at all the tournament basketball that's going to come your way throughout the rest of the day. And for that matter, 1010XL and 92.5 FM being all over the streets of Duval. Really the first coast, Clay County and beyond. All kinds of fun stuff happening, whether it's Big Dog, Top Dog, Mr. Chubby's, Monkey's Uncle.
Little Dog.
We are all over the place.
We're all over the place.
That's for sure. And so you can just easily get to the 1010XL social channels and check out where each show is going to be. And hopefully you guys, if you're in that area, that zip code, make sure you drop on by and say, hey, we would definitely love to see you here. We've had people drop by and say, hey, that Jacksonville Beach, this is an institution. This is your classic, their version of Cheers. There's plenty of other ones that are great watering holes as well, but this is definitely one of the good ones. So drop on by Monkey's Uncle and say hello to us. Now, I want to see if I can get to a couple of things as far as the NCAA tournament is concerned. But this is not that just happened, but let's at least set it up that way as what would shock a Florida Gator fan.
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC.
North Carolina was up by 19 people yesterday late.
Mm-hmm.
They ended up losing. Hubert Davis is beside himself. They are all over his case. Now, let's fast forward to Todd Golden and the Florida Gators making a deep run into the NCAA tournament. Hubert Davis gets bounced. What could happen next, Matt Hayes?
Oh, I mean, it's if you're North Carolina, there's really only one response. If you're going to fire Hubert Davis, it'll cost like $5.3 million in walkaway money, which is nothing compared to what they've doled out to the football program of Bill Belichick. And this is their marquee sport. This is it. I mean, you could argue North Carolina is the biggest brand in college basketball. All right, he's lost 54 games in 5 years. Can't have that. You can't go out blow a 19-point lead to VCU in the first round of the tournament. So if they decide to fire him, there's really only one way to go. You're not going to go hire a mid-major coach. All right, you're not going to hire a former NBA coach. You might be able to hire Calipari. You might be able to get him away from Arkansas. You know, he played his first 2 years at Wilmington as a player.
Mm-hmm.
Cal did, so he's got roots, I guess, is the best way to say that. You're gonna go get the best young coach in the game, the guy that's won a national title, could win another one this year. What they'd have to do is make the offer so ridiculous for him that he couldn't say no.
I thought you were going to say Jordan Hudson.
No. You just got to offer him.
That's the best coaching
offer him the moon.
right there.
You got to offer him the moon.
Yeah.
There's no other way. That's the only way he's leaving Florida. If you just make it so ridiculous for him to not come to North Carolina.
What's the moon? Are we talking 12, 15?
More than that, maybe. 15,
20?
maybe 15.
15 million a year?
Yeah.
What? Does Belichick and
bro,
Jordan
this is their
know about
this is their marquee product, man.
Would that make him more highly paid than any football coach in college?
Yes.
He would be. How's Kirby right now?
Kirby's at 13-2 or something like that.
Okay, yeah, so he'd have to get over that.
I would say it might cost 13 to get him there.
That would be
honestly.
Nuts. That would
Crazy.
be nuts. Yeah.
Because
Crazy.
at that point, if you're him, you're 40. You've won one national title. If you win another, if you go back to back of Florida, what's the challenge at that point then, right?
I don't know.
Back to back to back.
Right. Well, right.
B to B.
Well, the decision all along, whether he goes back to back or not, the decision is going to be: do I stay and build a legacy at Florida? And Florida will pay him.
It's a basketball school, right?
Or do you go to North Carolina, the biggest basketball brand in the sport, and just rebuild it and win a national title there?
What do you think?
He's a legend at Florida right now. He's got a lot to follow at North Carolina.
You can always go back to Florida.
It is North Carolina, bro.
It is North Carolina.
It is North Carolina, man.
Well, he's already a legend at Florida.
Yeah. Well, it's true. Look, I always it's not really a good time to use Dabo Swinney as an example, but he was a two-time national championship winning coach at Clemson. It hasn't necessarily gone well here of late, maybe because of his hard-headedness, who knows? But everyone said, hey, Alabama, whenever Nick leaves, Dabo could easily go back. Well, he had already built his stuff at Clemson and said, why would I want to go to Tuscaloosa and follow that dude? Well, you could use that argument for Todd Golden, but he's not following a dude. He's following he would be following not a disaster because Davis wasn't a disaster.
Let me tell you something. 54 losses in 5 years is a disaster for North Carolina.
You're right. Those numbers you just laid out, that is disastrous for Tar Heel fans.
Yes.
And so they would be ready to – I kind of agree with your argument, but Golden –
I don't know the Golden will leave. I have no idea. I'm just saying if you're North Carolina –
you're going to make a run.
You got to make a run at him, and you got to make it so ridiculous.
Yeah.
What were we just talking about, Leon? The low figure. was the first figure you get as a player.
Yeah, and
North Carolina's got to make it so ridiculous that he just goes, my God, what am I doing? I have to go.
Yeah, and so it's worth paying attention to, especially if you are a Florida fan, depending on how far Todd Golden goes. It may not even matter in terms of what North Carolina's thinking, how far he goes this year. But if you are looking for hot hands, the guys that can lead your program for long periods of time, in other words, you're not reaching for a guy that is whatever, a little longer in life, longer in tooth. You would go for a guy like this that could be your guy for the next decade or so. Because remember, when they went from what they do, Guthridge, Roy, older souls.
Smith to Guthridge to Roy,
yeah, older souls. And then they tried to.
Oh, the Roy was pretty good there.
It was. He was definitely good. They cut. He was great when he.
But your point is, you got a 40-year-old Golden who could stay there for 25, 30 years.
Yeah, and that's what you got to figure out, whether or not. All right, so we'll get into this coming up here in just a second as far as where this basketball team is at right now at a basketball school and whether or not something like that would be of intrigue when it comes to
and quite frankly, honestly, Joe, quite frankly, if you're Florida, obviously you want to keep him, but you've now proven you've won a national title with two different coaches at that place. So it can be done. The structure is there. The infrastructure is there. The money's there.
I'm looking at Kentucky in a tight contest right now with Santa Clara. 3.5 minutes to go before the half, and they're knotted 26 apiece. Mark Pope looks like Hubert Davis right now.
Yes.
Okay? He looks just like
That's going to be another team looking for a head coach.
Yeah, you better believe it. He looks like he has just completely lost his way, and it happens, that's for sure. All right, we'll keep it rolling. We have not lost our way. We're right here at Monkey's Uncle, Jacksonville Beach, 3rd Street North. Drop on by, Bud Light specials, and we would love to see you come by and check out XLP.
XL Primetime, driven by Duval Ford Mobile Service. Game-ready service right to your driveway. 1010XL, where even strike two sounds great.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional and investment loans. At Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296, Ryan Salem, NMLS ID 1182429, Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
Firehouse Subs is adding a new heavy hitter to the roster, the Chicken and Cheddar Rancher. Grilled chicken, melted cheddar, crispy bacon stacked high with fresh toppings, and creamy buttermilk ranch. The Chicken and Cheddar Rancher, only at Firehouse Subs.
The moments that shine.
All the way and delivering.
Leading to one shining moment.
And it goes for the win.
Tune in for 1010XL's live updates. Prepared by Fleming Island Center for Clinical Research.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
What's happening, beautiful people? E.T. here. Let me tell you about a little something that's happening right here in my side of town in Fleming Island. Encore Research Group is advancing the future of medicine through clinical research studies focused on weight loss, diabetes, hypertension, and more. Their team of multi-specialty doctors are proudly serving folks in Fleming Island, Green Coast Springs, and Middleburg. If you ever wondered whether a research study might be right for you, find out at EncoreDocs.com to see if you qualify. Encore Research Group. The future of medicine starts here.
Homeowners, you taking a look at your lawn yet?
Let me guess. You're looking at your lawn wondering what to do after a historically cold season. Well, if you want your lawn to bounce back quick, you gotta call topdressing.com. Nobody else can do what they do. Their proprietary process. I've never seen anything like it, and neither will your neighbors. They will have your lawn looking like a golf course. Nobody else can do it. They're no secret now, so get ahead of it. Call for a free estimate. Be the envy of your neighbors. Top dress your lawn like the pros with topdressing.com.
Jacksonville, you voted, and Baker Glass came out on top. The Bold City Best Awards are all about locals choosing their favorites, and you picked them for Best Auto Glass and Best Glass and Mirror Service.
I'm back with Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Pro soccer lives here. So be there when Sporting Jacks brings 90 minutes of pro speed, finesse, and edge. Home to Jacksonville at Hodges Stadium. See it live. Feel the energy. Join the action. Sporting Jacks is at home March 25th. Season tickets with seats starting at just $10 per match. Call 904-863-KICK or visit sportingjacks.com. This is history. Sporting Jacks. Pro soccer, pro Jacks.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your national builder of the year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% and homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm RJ Saunders for 1010XL. This update brought to you by Kuhn Flowers. Florida plays in the first round of the NCAA Tournament against Prairie View A&M. The Florida Gators are 9-1 in their last 10, averaging just about 88 points per game, with their opponents averaging a 73.9 points per game. We'll have that game for you right here on the Superstation with tip-off set for 9:25. 68 degrees at 103. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC.
A quick update on our first game of the day, guys. Kentucky goes into halftime down 2 points against Santa Clara.
Yeah, I picked Santa Clara, bro, in my bracket.
Yes, I did too.
I
We're going to find out.
So did I.
JJ, you got my bracket, right?
That's an easy
yeah,
pick.
let me look.
Did I pick Santa Clara or am I mistaken?
Well, I tried to pick all the Saints. I picked St. Louis, Santa Clara as a good
I
Catholic
see Santa
boy.
Clara right there, boy. Yep.
I've got Santa Clara, and then I had St. Mary's as well. St. Mary's got crushed.
No, I picked Kentucky. I picked Kentucky.
Yeah, you picked St. Mary's.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
No, you picked Santa Clara.
I did?
You did?
By the way, I got another upset, too.
Yeah.
SLU over Georgia. That was another upset I picked.
Yeah, well, I picked that one too.
Leon did as well.
I did too.
Yeah, again, Q Leon. Leon, what did you say earlier about
He's a
Matt?
bracketologist.
No one,
Bracketologist.
yeah, Matt. No one loves Matt like that. Don't sprain your wrist. Pay yourself.
That hurts, bro.
Listen,
I love you like a player.
that hurts, man. That cuts me to the white meat. You know that, right?
All I care about SLU, as Matt refers to him, the St. Louis, I like to just call them.
That's what they call them. They're called SLU.
I know. I like saying Pelicans, like Pelicans from Tony
Scarface.
Montana. Yeah, Scarface.
Yeah, I got my eyes on the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar kid.
So
I
here's the other
realized
one.
why he's called Kareem, Leon.
Yeah.
He's a white guy. Well,
So
he's
is
like
he?
a Spanish dude, yeah.
He's not cash rules everything around.
No.
Okay.
So here are the other ones. In Big Search, you got to take a look at him, okay? He's a beautiful human being, okay? Robbie Avila, he went from Illinois State to, I think it was in Illinois or Indiana State, and followed his coach to St. Louis.
He wears
But-
goggles, which is why they call him that.
Yeah, I'm showing him the Big Search right now. And the only reason they call him Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is because of that. But look at these other ones.
He looks like the Kurt Rambis with the goggles.
Exactly.
Larry Nerd.
But a couple of the other nicknames are Larry Nerd.
Yeah, I love it.
Larry Blurred.
Yeah.
College Jokic. And Milk Chamberlain.
He's a good player, man.
That's just beautiful. That
He's
is
just got a bad
awesome.
body, that's all.
And he's
That
got those
is
black
just-
glasses, too, you know?
Just awesome.
Those
All
Ray-Ban
right.
glasses.
Now, as we're judging Robbie Avila, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, let's do a little bit more of that.
Here comes the judge. Order in the court.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
All right, I'm going to try and work a little college basketball back into the judgments, but we figured we'd make a little college football topic out of this. A couple things happen in the spring world, in the financial world, but right now, let's say thanks to Chris Campione and his team of trusted attorneys, champions for justice. You can log on CampioneLaw.com if you've suffered an injury, anything else. They have the expertise that you're looking for if you find yourself in front of the judge. Steps away from the Duval County Courthouse, brand new offices in the AUG. Make sure you check out CampioneLaw.com. All right, so I couldn't believe this when Matt Leinart came out with it, but it's worth a discussion, Big Sirs. When you've got this NIL world that we are living in right now, and guys are coming and going left and right, they don't stay, yet sometimes they come in with all that kind of fanfare, and they want to get one of the great jerseys that particular team wears. Like you wore 73 at the U.
And they gave it away the next year. They didn't let it get cold.
They didn't even.
Oh, no,
so the Hurricane Hall of Famer did not have his jersey retired.
I did not. No,
so here's the way it goes. Matt Leinart, a former Trojan quarterback, Heisman Trophy winner in 2004. The way it goes at Southern Cal, he says, when I was there, I got my number retired. You win the Heisman Trophy, automatic retired number, which is pretty cool. So our jerseys are hanging in the Coliseum on one side. So the question was asked by USC to Matt Leinart, would you unretire your jersey? He said, absolutely not. He said, and do you want to know what I told those guys straight up? Absolutely effing not. I am never going to unretire my jersey for some random dude who, by the way, now could wear number 11 and transfer after a year. Your thoughts, your judgment.
I mean, he has every right to speak upon that because he did win the Heisman Trophy. He was an outstanding player when he was at USC.
Yeah.
He's being a little petty now. He's being a little
Really?
Yeah, you got to let it go at some particular point. And you want to welcome in the next class like Warren Moon. Warren Moon with your man Cam Ward.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Warren Moon had every right to say to Cam, no, you can't wear my number. Well, no, but you welcome them into the family. You want to see them have success. You had your success there. Hopefully, it's going to be warranted that you had the same success that I had. Let it go, bro. Let it go.
Are you sure you want to let it go?
Yeah. Well, listen, that's a disgrace right there.
What is that, a picture?
I just put up a picture of Walker Little, and I said, are you sure you want to let it go?
Yeah, well, listen. Right now, that number's in recovery right now. It's getting treatment, number 72. It's hurting right now.
I just think it's, if you win a Heisman, yeah, I think if they want to retire your number, yeah, that'd be great. Now, I get it how some schools will retire it and still let others wear it. Like
Right.
Florida does that with Tebow and with Spurrier.
Which that's nonsense, by the way. Retire it or don't.
No,
You
I
can't
agree with
retire
that.
it and have somebody wear it.
I agree with that too, but I'm just saying I understand why they do that.
but
But
what it's worth-
if I'm Matt Leinart, I agree with him wholeheartedly.
For what it's worth, Orr was the one that said you shouldn't have these jerseys retired.
Right.
And so he's the one who brought back.
I get
brought
that.
11 back.
I get that. But look, if I'm Matt Leinart, I busted my tail for that, man.
Mm-hmm.
I did everything I could for that university for 4 years.
I think the one wrinkle that gets me is that the guy comes and goes. Is that a guy can order up number 11 and then be gone playing for?
Of course.
Who the hell knows?
Listen, I was a little shaky when
Who
I
the
saw
hell you.
I was a little shaky when I saw Carson in 11.
Yeah.
Because 11
Yeah, I
reminded me of
didn't-
Ken Dorsey.
Exactly.
So I'm saying, you wear that jersey, you better deliver the
But
goods.
Miami only has like 4 or 5 guys who even have their number retired. And I think,
yeah.
could you name them?
Sean Taylor is one. I know what Sean Taylor.
Russell Maryland.
Yes, it's not officially retired, but it is generally kept out of regular use.
Yeah.
Big Bear?
Is Russell Maryland one?
No.
No. Ted Hendricks.
Yep.
Ted Hendricks, that's a good one.
Irvin, 47. Who
No.
else is ordering that
No,
up?
it's not Irvin.
Ray Lewis.
No. Gino, I'll just give them to you. Gino Torretta, 13. Vinny Testaverde, 14.
Heisman winners, yeah.
Ted Hendricks, you just said 89. George Mira.
Right.
George Mara Jr. Yeah.
They're from the 60s, number 10.
He was the
Typical
original great.
all quarterbacks, all typical.
Yeah.
No, there's actually a halfback
Who?
named Jim Dooley from the 40s.
Yeah, Jim Dooley. I remember Jim. I know my history like.
And that's it, though.
Okay, that's not
small
bad.
number.
Who'd y'all play in the 40s? Like,
Huh?
who'd you
Play
play in the
whoever.
40s? Like Swanee?
What kind of
Independent.
question is that?
Joe, who could they have played in the 40s? Seriously.
That's when the Sisters of the Poor were on the schedule.
Did you play Cal Poly then too?
It doesn't matter. We were probably independent then too.
All right. Coming out of spring, Missouri, they're getting Ole Miss's leftovers. Austin Simmons got beat out by Trinidad Chambliss, so he goes up to Columbia in the Show Me State, and he showed them. And so he has been given the starting quarterback job. Now, both Matt and I were kind of on the Austin Simmons train, thinking he was going to be really good. He got hurt, lost his job, whole deal.
Still think he can be.
I think he can too. I think he can be as well. So anyway, Mizzou instantly named him the starter.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah,
why not? That's his guy. It's the money they spent a lot of NIL money for him.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to just make it very clear from the jump. Yep, he's our guy. It's spring. He's going to be our guy all the way through summer. Let's all work together toward the same goal.
All right,
Smart move.
Last one in judgments. Assistant
quickly,
coach.
before we even get there, Miami 1949 beat both Florida and Georgia. Played three
That's what I'm talking
SEC
about,
teams.
JJ.
Come on.
That's right. Ring the bell,
Don't
baby.
let facts get in the way of your feelings, Matt.
What was that? But what was the schedule? Like, who'd they play in that schedule?
They played Louisville, Purdue, Georgia, South Carolina, Florida, Kentucky, Maryland, and a school called Detroit Mercy.
I had no idea we were going to get down on this
Serious.
very program to the
They played
1940
Detroit
Miami
Mercy?
schedule.
Oh,
All right.
so now you make fun of the one team that doesn't exist. Okay,
I'm just
sorry.
saying their strength of schedule that year was 55th out of 119.
How do you know that?
I'm looking at it right now.
There's no such thing as those metrics.
I'm not staring at it right now. Does it not say that?
Florida.
Thank you.
Does it not say 55th out of 119?
It does. It does. College Football Reference just doing whatever they can. That's for sure. That just cracks me up. All right. So
y'all wouldn't have got in the college football playoff then, okay? That schedule.
One more. Assistant coaches. They used to just kind of like live in the millions, but now you got new deals that are coming out. There are now, holy cow, there are now 4 assistant coaches that are making over $3 million per year. Matt Patricia, the highest paid assistant coach. Just think of what you could have been, Leon, if you just stayed at FIU. $3.75 million for Matt Patricia next season. So he is one of just a few. Blake Baker, he with 2 names, LSU defensive coordinator, over the $3 million mark. Defensive coordinator for Indiana. How the hell does this happen? Bryant Haynes, over $3 million, and Michigan offensive coordinator Jason Beck.
Wait, before you go any further, you said he has 2. Is it 2 first names or 2 last names?
I say it's two first names, 2 last names. Let's say both.
Because it could be both. You know
exactly.
That. All right.
Yeah, obviously
All right.
Blake Baker, it's 2 first names, 2 last names. That's the exact same thing.
Oh, it's a sign of the times, man. It's a sign of the times, and I don't look. If everybody's getting money, if the players are getting money, if head coaches are getting money, why can't assistants get money? Yes,
it's
absolutely.
just over
all
$3
for it.
million per year.
Mine was 30 at FIU.
30 mil?
Don Strunk offered me $30,000 the first year to coach at FIU.
I love it. If you just kept going, man. All right, let's keep going. We're saying hello to Ryan O'Halloran.
How did you live in Miami on $30,000?
I did. I lived in Fort Lauderdale. I drove an hour every day to work.
Oh, that's rich, man. All right, we'll keep rolling. Ryan O'Halloran is up next. We were hanging out at Monkey's Uncle Jacksonville Beach, North 3rd Street. Bud Light happy hour all day long. Come in and watch the madness.
Here comes the judge. Litigated by Campione Law, champions for justice. XL Primetime, driven by Duval Ford. Traffic stinks.
No, wait a minute. I know what that smell is.
The Frangie Show doesn't.
You're absolutely right.
The Frangie Show.
Go on out and play in the traffic.
Your afternoon traffic deodorant.
Smells super.
On 1010 XL.
Hey everybody, Jennifer Marion with Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville here to say hello, and we'd sure like to have your business.
You know what? They're going to love the king of price.
My dad believes in making great deals and having a great selection in stock.
Cadillac XT4s, XT5s, and XT6s, and Escalades.
The all-electric Cadillac Lyriq.
CT4s and CT5s.
Cadillac luxury and selection is just waiting for you.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent ya.
Longer days, warmer nights, and a backyard that brings everyone together. Spring and summer in Florida means pool days, backyard barbecues, and night swims under the stars. Pickett here. For nearly 50 years, Surfside Pools has been creating the backdrops for life's best memories. From weekly service and repairs to remodels, commercial maintenance, and new pool construction, Surfside does it all. Ready to float happy? SurfsidePools.net or call 904-246-2666. Surfside Pools. Summer starts here. License number CPC 044080.
Share your voice anytime on the 1010XL text line.
Are you serious? Installed by Lifetime Flooring.
I gotta say, you're totally blowing my mind right now.
If you can't call or email, text us. 641-1010.
All right, Jacksonville, you know spring has officially arrived when the pollen's flying, the grass is growing, and your septic system starts thinking about getting your attention. Trust me, a simple pump out now can save you from a disaster that'll have the whole neighborhood holding their noses. That's why you call Duck Duck Rooter the only master septic contractor in Northeast Florida. Real pros, not somebody guessing with a shovel. Right now, schedule your spring septic clean and get $50 off septic tank pumping. So when you're stuck, call the Duck, 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
Baloo here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Hey, Jacksonville, David Garrard here. If you want a street-legal golf cart that's built with quality and style, check out Dynamic Drives and Designs in Jacks Beach. They have new, used, and fully customized carts from the top brands like Atlas, Dodge, and Pilot Car. Every cart gets a complete expert inspection, so you know it's ready to hit the road. Their team can help you design the perfect custom cart that fits your style and needs. For your custom golf cart, visit DynamicDrivesDesign.com today and see your perfect ride.
Pages in your mailbox right now. Did you know there's local savings sitting in your mailbox right now? Money Pages is packed with real coupons from your favorite local businesses. Save money at restaurants like Al's Pizza, on pet care at Forever Vets, and on entertainment for the whole family at the Alhambra Theater. Plus, make sure to download the Money Pages app for savings on the go. Money Pages in your mailbox right now. SportsForecaster.com has all the data you need to project tomorrow's winners. Register for free and track the performance of all your favorite players and teams, including all your fantasy team picks and prospects. Sports Forecaster has the most detailed player profiles on the web, precise depth charts, every transaction, every injury, every news update. No ranting or raving, no preening or barstool bluster. At SportsForecaster.com, you get the timely info you need for every game. SportsForecaster.com. Sign up for free today.
There's no doubt that we were in good hands when our son's shoulder and hip issues were diagnosed quickly by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. No matter what your orthopedic issue is, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialists take a look. You'll be glad you did.
David Garrard here. I've had the PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and my knees are really doing well. Platelet-rich plasma treatment may be the answer for whatever is hurting you.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Oh, it's always a pleasure to say hello to Ryan O'Halloran, rah, as we enjoy a little conversation with the columnist for the Florida Times-Union and Jacksonville.com. And before we are done, Ryan O'Halloran, you might have a take on Chuck Norris. So start thinking about that. Welcome in. How are you?
I'm good, fellas. Good to join you again today.
Hey, man, we appreciate it. Now, set us up. You were down in Tampa Town, covering the tournament, obviously covering the Gators. What is the latest?
Well, I'm actually in Sarasota right now getting ready to drive to Tampa. Since this is a 9:25 tip. I was like, okay, do I want to spend all day up there? But yeah, I will say the last time I was in the Tampa Bay Arena, I was covering the Colorado Avalanche winning the Stanley Cup. The stakes not as high tonight for the Gators, but facing Prairie View. Hey, you saw Duke get a little bit of a scare. take care of your business, rest some of the guys at the end, move on to Sunday.
Ryan, I'm taking Prairie View in the points. Are you going to give them to me?
Well, last time I saw Leon was 35.5. I would probably take Prairie View as well because I think Todd Golden's thinking, okay, are they going to play Sunday at 12:30, Sunday at noon, call off the dogs, get those guys some rest? And you look at the spreads last night, nothing more than 35.
Nobody will bite, Leon.
Yeah, you know what? I might bite on it. I'll tell you why too, Ryan. Because I think there's look whether it's true or not, they've kind of been sluggish a little bit. Now they played a desperate Kentucky team to end the regular season. They played a Kentucky team that was trying to get better seeding in the tournament in the first round of the SEC tournament. They played a hot shooting Vandy team who's 6'10" center, hit 6 of 8 threes. But the reality is this: it kind of looks a little sluggish right now. I think they're going to come out and play really, really hard tonight. Really hard.
Yeah, Todd. I mean, to your point, Matt, I wouldn't be a little bit surprised if we see 41-18 in the first 12 minutes. That kind of burst because Todd Golden said yesterday, "Hey, we had a really great week of practice." Well, that's coach speak for we drilled them pretty good. He was not happy after a couple of those games, like you said. I think they got sluggish / bored. I think they do come out and make it a track meet tonight and just end any hopes that Prairie View has of even being remotely competitive.
We're talking with Ryan O'Halloran. You can find him on X, of course, Jacksonville.com and the Florida Times Union. And nothing better if you are playing on a Friday as late as they are to maybe, I don't know, talk to him or punch in the tape on Duke against Siena, on what happened with North Carolina last night. That's got to be at least a tool he will use, you would think.
Yeah, and a veteran team, they're probably aware of that, but he'll probably reinforce it. I mean, the Duke player at halftime yesterday saying they thought it was a cakewalk. I'd be playing that clip for sure, which I applaud the honesty of the player. But don't give the opponent any hope for Florida tonight, and I don't think they will.
Now, Ryan, as far as the SEC goes, give me your top 3 teams that you think that have a legitimate shot of winning this whole thing, including.
Well, yeah, I think Arkansas is on fire right now. I saw them play Florida a couple weeks ago. He was like, oh yeah, whatever. Well, they found themselves with Acuff. I would have thought Alabama had a shot till they lost their player. So I think the top 2 are Arkansas and Florida. And then I know anybody will laugh at a Mike White slam. What an embarrassment last night for Georgia. I mean, what a disgrace.
It was.
Yeah, it's not that good.
So you're. By the way, they had scored or were leading the nation scoring until like the last 3 weeks of the season. They have fallen off a cliff.
So you're not at all unnerved by what happened there in the last 3 games of the season, then, Ryan? You think this is because I'm that way. I think you are who you are. They show what they are the entire season. This team is built for this type of tournament.
Yeah, and where I think they're going to be okay after that, Matt, is there's so many veterans, and they don't play a lot of guys. So you have the starting 5. Lee sort of new to this stage, but he's played in big games all year. If it was a younger team, if it was like a Calipari old school all freshman team, then maybe you give a little bit of a pause. But I think these guys, you say flip the switch is probably used as a negative, but I think these guys will flip the switch tonight and roll.
All right, let's get to a couple Jaguar topics, and one of them being Devin Lloyd, who did talk to David Newton of ESPN. I'm guessing he talked to others as well, but he said the Jaguars did put an offer in front of him before free agency began. What is your either intel or guess on what it was?
My guess would be it was a courtesy offer that they knew he would turn down, but at least they could say, well, we made an offer to him. We just didn't let him walk out the door, which is what you're supposed to do. I don't think they had any intent of going money-wise even close to what he got from Carolina, which was probably less than what he thought he was going to get on the open market. So, I think they were more serious on the ETN front than they were on the Lloyd front of keeping those players.
Yeah, Ryan, I was just telling the fellas that when I was with the Steelers, the initial offer was an insole offer. Now, I didn't realize it was an insole offer until I got my final offer, but there was also a courtesy offer that was made to me right before the Super Bowl, and I said, to hell with that. I'm going to play this game, go into free agency, and see what happens. So I'm thinking Devin Lloyd probably went down that same road and said they're not serious about me, so I think he said I'm going to move forward and go into free agency.
Yeah, and I think the offers go from insult to courtesy to you're gone. I'm hoping the Jaguars just skipped the first step, or else he probably would have maybe explained that a little better, saying I was insulted by that first offer. It doesn't sound like there was a lot of negotiating going on once that first offer was made.
No, I'm real quick.
Yeah.
And you could beat off their energy, bro. To be quite honest with you, you could tell if a team really wants you when you're in the room with them. And I think,
believe that.
I'm thinking that Devin, when he finally got that courtesy offer, he kind of felt that the energy's not right. They're just doing this to do it.
Hey, Ryan.
And Leon, just real quick on that Leon's point. The day after the season, you had Travis Etienne at his locker, Devin Lloyd at his locker. Devin Lloyd had the body language of he knew he played his last game the day before. He knew that talks either hadn't started or hadn't gone well. You look at Travis, a couple of spells down, he was pretty optimistic something may happen, but also realistic. So two different things there, but the story was told pretty quickly.
That's disappointing. I don't like to hear that. So I asked Dave Kemper this earlier in the show. I want to get your thoughts on this. What are your thoughts on Mullins? Do you think it's possible they could take a quarterback late in this draft, a kind of a project type guy?
Yeah, and Matt, we've talked about this before maybe a couple months ago. I would always consider a quarterback on day 3 because the Washington then Redskins traded everything up for Robert Griffin III. Well, then on day 3 they took Kirk Cousins. Well, they needed Kirk Cousins, and he had the better career. So, I think a quarterback and an offensive tackle are always worth a day 3 pick just to see if you can develop them. And then also next year at this time, that quarterback, if he has the right right stuff about him, can be Trevor Lawrence's backup. So, my only thing is, okay, if you have 11 picks right now, if they start trading picks for next year's draft capital, that would probably lessen that possibility if they only end up with like 7 or 8. But if they have a couple of 7s there, I would for sure take one.
Have you heard what they think of Mullins?
Just that he's the smartest guy. I mean, and really, you hear when you talk to Trevor Lawrence, is okay. I trust Nick Mullins. Helps me get ready. You listen to Spencer Whipple, Grant Udinski. They both thought he was a great fit for Trevor. Well, at that stage of his career, that's what it's all about.
Can they win games with him, I guess is the question.
I mean, I would say, okay, can you hold down the fort for like 2 weeks? Probably. But, I mean, they're probably screwed no matter who's your backup if Lawrence goes down for a long period of time.
And maybe more than C.J. Beathard, okay? Because
right.
He said,
no doubt.
He said that Trevor said the same thing about C.J., but Nicky would get out there whenever he was a 49er uniform or a Vikings uniform. He could sling it for a couple of weeks. He could absolutely stack up some yards. All right, talking with Ryan O'Halloran, a couple more before we turn you loose. And in the vein of, like, the description you gave, really think about that, people. Washington gave up draft capital to get RG3, and in the same draft in the 4th round, Mike Shanahan took Kirk Cousins. Now, I can't imagine a scenario like that here, but you don't have to draft a quarterback. And when we talk about, like, our little mocks that we do, Ryan-O, you've got Cade Klubnik. Who were some of the other guys that were dropping late that we were looking at that you might – anyway, bottom line is –
I mean, there's a lot of them at this point. Like Klubnik could easily drop to 7.
Yeah, into the 6th or 7th round. And you would probably have to think about that, would you not?
Well, and the guy I would think about was Cole Payton from North Dakota State, and I'm not just saying that because that's my hometown team. But he played 5 years in college. He only started 1 year, but he was at the combine, and Brock Purdy was Mr. Irrelevant. The 49ers had no intention of playing him at all. But then injuries hit. He took advantage of the opportunity. So I like a guy something like that in the 6th or 7th round, if it makes sense, if he's a scheme fit, if they feel like he can pick up the offense quickly.
All right, so I don't think we've gotten your Final Four yet, have we? Now let's get away from the Jags and back to basketball. Have we gotten his? I don't think we have.
No.
Give us your Final Four.
We're betting on it now. Let's hear it.
So it's a little chalky, but I got Florida, Arizona, Michigan State. Michigan State playing for the title, and then Michigan win.
All right, now do me a favor before you go.
By the way, how good would that be? Michigan and Michigan State in that title game. Wow.
Izzo is one of the great tournament coaches. We know that. Before you leave South Florida, I don't know whether you've seen the arrest report, but the Florida State, one of the kickers for Florida State, was arrested on spring break, and it was down there, kind of where you are. Just be careful, okay? Is all I'm saying.
Well,
you never know when you can get rung up.
He may or may not have eyeliner on too. That's all I'm saying, okay?
Yeah. Here's the charge that the FSU kicker is facing. He got his butt kicked. That was the charge.
Yeah,
That-
he's
that's
got a
from
big
Florida
bloody
State
lip.
football.
Yeah, and it was zero. He was released on $0 bond, so they just let him go. But the sheet originally was pretty bad, and then it was all basically kind of torn up and thrown away. So just behave yourself, Rhino Howler. Is the only reason I'm saying it's a PSA. All right, buddy.
It's a working trip phone.
Okay, real quick before you go, at least in the hoops world, you did a nice piece on Ruben Chinaloo. Tell people.
Yeah, had fun reporting this one. Talked to his first coach at Washington State, Kyle Smith, who's now at Stanford. Talked to the assistant at Washington State who recruited him. I discovered him in Mexico City at an NBA Academy event. And then now he went to Florida, and now he's at Campbell. So, I mean, this is one of the great stories, I think, around our region this year, how Ruben's improved offensively. Always a great defensive player, but he's carved out the NBA future for himself. So that's in today's paper.
Hey, thank you, man. And then a Chuck Norris thought. I know you're a big wrestling fan. He lived a great life.
Yes, he did, and he's an American hero.
Simple. Thank you. Well stated. You're the man. Appreciate it. All right.
Well done, bro. Well done.
Ryan O'Halloran, Jacksonville.com, Florida Time Jr. We've got to talk about the great Chuck Norris coming up here in just a second before we are done. Monkey's Uncle Tavern right here in Jacksonville Beach, North 3rd Street. Come on by.
XL Primetime.
Driven by Duval Ford. Now, another March update delivered by Fleming Island Center for Clinical Research. The future of medicine starts here.
With your March update, I'm Sam Nelson. Kentucky and Santa Clara are trading punches, with Santa Clara having taken a 2-point lead into halftime. Texas Tech and Akron open ice cold, a combined 4 for 13 from the field, and Akron having already missed several point-blank looks. Coming up this hour, top-seeded Arizona gets underway, along with number 3, Virginia. That's your March update on 1010XL.
Your home for Florida Gators baseball is 1010XL.
18th ranked Florida spends the first weekend of spring in Alabama. Gators Crimson Tide, Saturday and Sunday afternoon on 1010 AM.
Leon Cersei here, your lemon pepper guy. You know Wingstop always delivers, and I'm just not talking about the cook-to-order, hand-sauced, and tossed chicken sandwich in your choice of 12 mouth-watering flavors. I'm not talking about their homemade ranch so good that wouldn't blame you if you double-dipped. I'm talking about Wingstop delivers straight to your door. And did you know they open until 1 a.m.? So visit wingstop.com or use the app to get the flavors delivered right to your door, late night, only at Wingstop.
Hi, this is Dr. George Bari, an orthopedic surgeon who is fellowship trained in sports medicine. If you are a young athlete or a weekend warrior, I treat you with the care and expertise that is needed to diagnose and treat your injury. Come see me at Bari Orthopedics to get the care that you need.
Be sure and check out the expertise from Dr. George Bari and the entire staff at BariOrthopedics.com. That's BAHRI Orthopedics.com. And follow Doc on Instagram at Dr.GeorgeBari.
March is coming in like a lion at Best Bet, and Clockwork Cash Out is back with a vengeance at all locations. Every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in March, from 6 p.m. till midnight, $500 will be given away every 30 minutes while playing the table games. The excitement is roaring at Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine. For more details, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Looking for adventure? Need a machine that works as hard as you do? CF Moto has you covered. At Ride Now Beach Boulevard, we've got CF Moto ATVs and UTVs built for any task, any trail, anytime. Tear up the dirt with the trail-tested C-Force ATV lineup or conquer through terrain with a Z-Force UTV. Find your CF Moto ride today at Ride Now Beach Boulevard or visit ridenowbeachboulevard.com. ATVs and UTVs are for riders 16 and older. They can be hazardous to operate. CF Moto recommends an improved safety training course.
Are you tired of getting hammered by high-interest debt, mortgage rates over 6%, credit cards and car loans at 10, 20%? Hey, Prosser here, and Loan Pronto is here with the answer you've been waiting on, the all-in home refi. One fast, easy solution to lock in the lowest rate in 3 years and wipe out all those nasty loans. One homeowner got their APR down to 4.99%, paid off over $80,000 in high-interest loans, and saved over $2,000 a month. While some lenders charge up to $10,000 in fees to do this, Loan Pronto's cost is $995. $995, and you can wipe out your high-interest loans all at once. It's the all-in refi from Loan Pronto. Super fast, super cheap. No hard credit pull up front, often no appraisal, and you can even skip your next 2 house payments. Loan Pronto, A+, BBB rated with nearly 3,000 5-star Google reviews. It's time to go in now for the all-in refi. Go to loanpronto.com or call 999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 16661-1781. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Homeowners, you taking a look at your lawn yet? Let me guess. You're looking at your lawn wondering what to do after a historically cold season. Well, if you want your lawn to bounce back quick, you gotta call topdressing.com. Nobody else can do what they do. Their proprietary process. I've never seen anything like it, and neither will your neighbors. They will have your lawn looking like a golf course. Nobody else can do it. They're no secret now, so get ahead of it. Call for a free estimate. Be the envy of your neighbors. Top dress your lawn like the pros with topdressing.com.
Like many football fans in Jacksonville, I love defense. I am attorney Lee Lockett, and I'm here to tell you that defense in the courtroom is important as well. That's because penalties for DUI are much more serious than penalties on the gridiron. If you or someone you know is facing a DUI, call us for a free case analysis now. Know before you blow 858-9818. Put my more than 20 years of experience to work for you. Office is Jacksonville, serving all surrounding counties. Call 858-9818 or go to knowbeforeyoublow.com.
1010XL, presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
All right, my golden moment is, listen, I was Devin Lloyd over 30-something years ago. Got the insult over, got the compromise over. And I know what it means to have to be called a system player. Because I'm sure it was used in the tactics of the negotiation that because the systems you had success. I was bold enough,
right,
to go into a division where I would seed my old team every year and let them see what this system player turned out to be.
Hunger,
yes,
anger.
So good luck to Devin Lloyd.
And TC was the smart one. He said, "I'm going to weaken the enemy and strengthen myself."
Yes.
I think good luck to Devin too, completely, and to Travis Achan.
Yeah, Achan.
Okay, let's not forget that. It's Achan.
2 chains.
But I also think, would I be shocked in the least if what Carolina gets is the Devin Lloyd of the first 3 years here? No, wouldn't be shocked in the least.
Right. Is he going to be a good dude for them? Are they going to look back and say $45 million, money well spent, or money peed away?
The odds are it's not going to be money well spent. But that's the odds are with all free agency signings.
Yeah. The ones that hit are probably a little more rare than the ones that don't. So that I will agree with you.
Yeah. You just hope he stays hungry now that he's got paid. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's the thing with all of them, right?
Yeah. You just got to stay hungry.
And that's not just in the NFL. Now it's college football too.
Yeah.
I mean, believe me, you go in the portal and you pay these guys, and that's a big problem. Is do they want to continue to work and not only get better but be part of a team, or are they just sitting there for a year as mercenaries and ready to get to the NFL? So you're dealing with this at both levels now, and eventually you'll be dealing with it at high school too.
Well, since you mentioned college, at the very least, right now, what's being said in Gainesville is that Jaden Baugh is killing it. That he came back in the weight room. He's been a monster. John Summerall wanted to do that to this football team, change the way they approach their offseason, try and get these guys to bulk up, add muscle, all that kind of stuff, and come out firing with a little more anger in their belly. Same thing, hunger and anger.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're raving about Baugh right now. And the price tag was $1 million. Okay, so, or maybe even higher than that.
Pretty cheap if it was $1 million.
Yeah, maybe higher than that. At the time, you figured it wasn't, but yeah, they just keep going up. But anyway, that's what you're talking about, keeping that hunger going after you got paid.
Well,
go ahead.
No, go ahead, man. No, I'm just saying that the one thing I always tell people when I was at Miami, I always go back to reference there, is that Jimmy made us uncomfortable, very uncomfortable. We never, there was always a sense of urgency, whether it be in the film room, whether it be in the weight room or on the field. And if someone all could bring that kind of energy there when no one's comfortable, where they're not in the weight room by the water cooler telling stories and looking for clicks, that kind of stuff, you got to change that kind of stuff. That's that kind of narrative to where they're uncomfortable most of the time of the day.
I think you're constantly. I mean, coaches they get paid well. Okay, there's no doubt about it. but they're constantly dealing with so many different factors, including the biggest one of all that no one really talks about is the human condition. That's the biggest deal of all of it. It's the motivating them. It's getting them to want to get better. It's getting them to want to play as a team and not as an individual looking to get to the next contract in the NFL or to the NFL in college football. There's a lot going on when you start adding the human condition into this thing.
And the other part of it, just going back to Jaden Baugh with $1 million, the human condition changes drastically when the dollars change drastically.
Yes, of course it does.
So here's just an example. This is CBS Sports, and who knows who's telling all or whatever. But last year, the analysis from CBS Sports, Leon, was that the running backs were getting between 200 and 300 grand, the big boys. As an example, Quinshon Judkins from Ohio State was at the high end of that, making $650. Okay, but the regular range for the running backs was 200 to 300,000. He was getting $650 on the high end, and now Jaden Baugh is among some of those that are getting $1 million.
Yeah, the more money you make, but the higher the expectations are. These kids got to understand that. That's a lot of pressure. I was just on a podcast the other day, a Hurricane podcast. They were talking about Cantwell. You know, the number one, the offensive lineman coming in to play right tackle.
Right.
And I said, he can't miss a beat. First of all, he's got big shoes to fill. He's got an all-time legend that he's got to fill at the right tackle position.
That is true.
Mari Noah, who's one of the greatest offensive linemen in the history of the school.
Who right now is climbing up that draft.
But if he give you $4 to $6 million to come in and start and play, man, I don't want to hear about this babysitting. You got to come in, jump right in there, and get the move.
Right, but so you say that, and now a big thing with coaches is mental health. Like, these guys are really struggling with the idea of, I'm making millions, and I got to produce now. Mm-hmm. And if I struggle, then it's, then they're hearing all the outside noise. They go on social media. That's how they communicate with each other, on social media. So they see people just absolutely crushing them. And I'm with you. You get paid the money, you better go produce, man. But that's what they're dealing with right now. Like, a lot of these kids can't handle the pressure of it.
They need Linus. They need a blanket. That's what they need.
You got an issue, get a tissue.
Exactly. I mean, you asked to be in that arena.
Yes,
you know
I agree.
what comes with the territory.
I agree.
My dad
if you ask for that kind of money, you got to produce.
I agree with you, but that's the latest thing now.
There's no maturation process anymore.
Right.
My dad sent me one check in the time I was at the University of Florida. That was pressure, okay? He sent me one check, and it was for not a lot of money. That was pressure. You figure out how to make it work, make it happen. Simple as that.
I don't think people get the Linus a reference anymore, Leon, unfortunately. Yeah.
Well, I'm old school. I do. I got it. Matt laughed. He knew exactly what we were talking about.
He always had to have his blanket.
He always had to have his blanket. That was his coping mechanism.
All right, so before we're done, we got to do one more thing. We didn't bring it up earlier on judgments, and this is who the hell knows what's going to happen. Targeting penalties. They say they fixed them. I guarantee you they have not. So let's get into that just a little bit before we are done as we hang out at Monkey's Uncle Tavern right here in Jacksonville Beach, North 3rd Street. And they love it here. That's for sure. It'll get bigger and bigger crowd-wise as the day goes along. But drop on by and check out some March Madness tournament basketball.
XL Primetime, driven by big #1 Duval Ford, the #1 place to buy your next vehicle. Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Get ready for spring turkey season at Green Acres Sporting Goods. Find shotguns trusted in the field from Browning, Beretta, and Benelli. Plus, the newest bows are ready to test shoot from Hoyt and Matthews. For over 55 years, Green Acres Sporting Goods has helped Northeast Florida hunters gear up with confidence. Stop by Green Acres today at the corner of Normandy and Hammond Boulevard, or shop online anytime at greenacresporting.com.
Welcome to Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why they're North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. Online at keybuickgmc.com.
Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details. Top Dog Tavern is your gathering place for family and friends, offering something for everyone. Want a delicious meal served with a smile? We have you covered. Shareable appetizers, hot and crispy wings, juicy tavern burgers, fresh salads, plus a large craft beer selection. And there is nowhere better to watch all the big games than on our multiple TVs. Enjoy great food, cold drinks, and good times at Top Dog Tavern, located in Bartram Park off Old St. Augustine Road.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $5,000 per ounce, and silver is over $100 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold and silver for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Lauren Brooks here, and if you're getting a tax refund this year, here's a great way to use it. Invest in new tires from Big Chief Tire. I've trusted the Parman family for years because they always take care of my car like it's their own. New tires make your ride safer and more reliable, and that's worth every penny. Schedule the best service in town at WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 and put your refund to work.
How wide is home plate in baseball?
Southern Oak Insurance is proud to continue offering coverage statewide. Financial stability makes Southern Oak Insurance a wise choice for your homeowner's insurance needs. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
The home plate in baseball is a generous 17 inches wide, although most major league pitchers would think otherwise.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Jeff Breyer, president of Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring.
And I'm Nikki Sema. My dad started in business when I was just 4 years old, and now we're 35 years and 20,000 satisfied customers in, and literally have a showroom in every neighborhood.
So whether you're looking to revitalize your home with new flooring or need more outdoor living space with a glass or screen enclosure, we've got you covered.
Visit our websites and don't forget to stop by our showrooms during our open house and cookout this Saturday from 10 to 3. Come see affordable luxury, experience the Lifetime difference, and receive additional open house discounts.
Alert! Alert! Termite swarms are active right now in Jacksonville, and once they get inside, damage can happen fast. Termites don't knock, they silently attack the structure of your home, leaving behind costly repairs and long-term headaches. Protect what you've worked hard for with the proven protection homeowners trust. Terminix it with advanced termite treatment and prevention solutions. Visit Terminix.com and schedule your free termite inspection today.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
All right, we are hanging out. Monkey's Uncle. Always a great place to hang out if you're watching any of your Jaguar games on Sunday, any of the NCAA tournament action today, through the weekend, and, of course, everything else going on right now. You've got the Snake Pit on the PGA Tour if you want to go down and check out the Valspar Championship just outside of Tampa Town. That is also going on. But we had a good time here today, that's for sure, with cold Bud Lights, and they will be served all day and into the night. Make sure you come on by and enjoy it. So I mentioned the targeting rule. Big Sirs, you had mentioned it earlier in our thread. And when you immediately read what they say, what did you think? So the oversight committee, first off, it cracked me up. It's a one-year trial rule.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What did you think of it?
First, I don't like the targeting rule for the sense that I don't think the kids should get kicked out the game.
I'm 100% with you, and they didn't change it.
They didn't change that.
Well, they did.
Not really. They
still
changed
kicked out, but they're not. But they don't have to sit out The first one, they don't have to sit out the half.
But they still get kicked out.
The second one, they have to sit out a half, and then the third one, they're.
Okay, I'll just
We're
read it
talking
real
about the
quick.
next game, though. They still get kicked out of that
Yes,
game.
they still get kicked out of the current game.
That was
yes.
the one fundamental thing that I wanted, because this cracks me up. Let me just read this. So it says the Oversight Committee approved a one-year trial rule on Thursday that fundamentally reshapes targeting penalties. Well, you can't say one-year trial rule and then put fundamentally changing
When
it.
it
'cause
doesn't fundamentally change it anyway.
Okay, so now first-time offenders will be allowed to participate in the next game regardless of which half the foul occurs. Previously, yada, 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 they say that, and they still get kicked out of the game that they are in. That's what you're talking about.
I don't like that. I don't like that. But how do you penalize them? I mean, because 15 is for face mask. I mean, if they want to keep kids safety, so they say.
Yeah.
I mean, do you come up with a yardage that equates to the target to make it seem, you know what I'm saying? Because you know what you can do? You can impose you can impose a 20-yard penalty, right?
Maybe, but I'll just tell you this. Here's another part of what came out. Now, offensive pass interference penalties went from 15 down to 10 yards. You want to know why?
Why?
Because they want offense.
Oh, God.
Okay, so now instead of it being 15 yards going either way in college, because it's not a spot foul in college, it's now just 10 for the offensive team. And unsportsmanlike conduct rules also clarified for the on-field officials to have better guidance around taunting and celebrations that were deemed demeaning. Give me a break.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Give me a break.
Yeah, I mean,
It's I think they've raced so hard to make it look like the NFL.
Yeah.
That they're still desperately trying to hold on to this amateur nonsense, and I think that's a huge issue because it's stuff like that, like kicking guys out. You can't. You're literally affecting the game when you kick a player
All
out
right,
of the
listen
game.
real quick. We need security. We got a bum here that's trying to get in the YouTube shot. We're trying to get him out.
High flying Jacko. You're affecting the game when you do that.
Yes.
And I think you got to get away from that.
And I understand, like Leon said, safety first, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like targeting. I don't like when you're launching at somebody. But my gosh, if you don't have to kick everybody out, I guess is my point. And it happened in the playoffs. So you guys know exactly from a Miami Hurricane point of view what we're talking about. All right, let's kick it from Jack's Beach over to Orange Park and say hello to Helmets and Heels.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Helmets and Heels at Big Dogs as they are getting ready to go. Lauren Brooks joins us now. I'm sure it's hopping over there just like it is here.
Absolutely. You guys are in my neck of the woods, as a matter of fact, right now at Monkeys in Jack's Beach. And here on Blanding Boulevard, everybody's pouring in because they have the best wings and the coldest beers in town. It sounds like a country song, but it's true.
Yeah, I think as long as every sports bar can subscribe to that idea, okay, if you have goals that you put up on the blackboard every day, hot wings, cold beer, period.
You got that right. And tons of TVs. You need HD TVs, and we've got plenty of those. And I didn't think I'd say this today, but go Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
That's Santa Clara, by the way.
Yeah, they're up right now, 59-55.
Right.
And it's starting to get to a little crunch time. Are they inside of 5 minutes? Is that where they are? I think that's where they are. Anyway.
7:47 left to play.
Okay, all right, so a little bit more time. But Santa Clara up by 4. So what's coming up?
Yeah, well, we're going to keep the madness conversation going, obviously. And then Patrick Young is going to join us for the second hour here at Big Dog. So stop on by. That's right. And say hello. And we'll also get into some football talk as well. So like you said, Joe, it's a great day to be at a sports bar.
Oh, yeah, they love it. They love it. All right, thanks. We will be listening. We appreciate it.
Thank you, gentlemen. Have a good weekend.
All right, Helmets and Heels over at Big Dogs. They are in Orange Park on Blanding. And just to run through it real quick, 4Score Golf Tavern for the Frangie Show. They will be really looking forward to seeing you guys this afternoon. And then Top Dog Tavern for both the Baloo Show and Hacker After Dark. So you got it going all day.
We're all over the city.
Yeah, anybody give me the 35 for Fairview? Anybody?
Nope.
Look at you.
Nope. I know you wanted it. Nope, not happening.
Oh,
crazy
talk. All right, we're going to get somebody in the bar to take that at some point before we are done. Thanks to Monkey's Uncle. Thanks to Bud Light. Don't forget Bud Light happy hour pricing. Enjoy those pints all day and throughout the weekend right here at Monkey's Uncle. Thanks to JJ for getting it done back at JJville. Joe C., Matty Hayes, Big Sirs. Enjoy all that ball.